So if you're on YouTube, you've probably seen a Flash cartoon before. They have this kind of crude, jagged edge line art, usually poorly exploited audio.
Look out, he's got a nose!
And weird flickering animation errors. And it's even worse using the program because it always seems to crack. But some of you will know that this is the beauty of Adobe Animate animations, or back then, Adobe Flash animations.
Oh, he was great.
Yeah, he really was, man. I really love that guy. But my wallet's gone.
I mean, even the highest viewed videos on this channel is the Steel Ball Run fan trailer.
Gordy's got yellow teeth.
And the Final Fantasy VII Starbomb music video. And I'm talking about this today because out of nowhere, Adobe sends me this email. It's saying that they're discontinuing the program that so many of these animations are made in. But then just over 24 hours later, they went back on that statement. So instead of shutting down Adobe Animate, like we all thought, they're gonna keep the program up for now.
I just wanted my cheese.
But that's the thing, for now, because it wasn't like people weren't using the program anymore. I have, or should I say I had, a subscription to Adobe because I needed it for work. Other than trying my hand at YouTube, I also do freelance for animation studios, in which you need the latest edition of Adobe Animate to open the files you need to work in. And these aren't just small gigs, as I've done animations for the Alters, a Borderlands 4 commissioned music video, and those Baldur's Gate 3 announcement vids. As at Spud Gun Studios, it was decided that Adobe Animate was just a really easy way of getting these reference sheets and rigs, and working around these weird glitches and crashes was a way quicker way of getting these files and everything in them to people, as Flash animators have been using these methods for years. So them, Tomska, David Firth, the odd ones out, and way more to even count because of this, would all have to learn a new program. And what's weird is this just all started as a simple email.
Dear Jack, we're contacting you to let you know that Adobe will be discontinuing Adobe Animate on March 1st, 2026. As an existing Animate user, you may continue to use Animate, but please note that technical support will no longer be available after March 1st, 2027.
Oh, okay, so it's just technical support. But then I read the rest of it.
Please note that access to your Animate files and project data will end on March 1st, 2027. To ensure a smooth transition, we encourage you to export your Animate FLA and XFL files to other formats such as SWF, SVG, and MP4 files before this date.
Thank you again. And what I read is kind of insane, as an FLA file is the file that you work on. Like, if you export it, you can't work on it anymore. So let's say I was paying Adobe and making a long animation. Well, you would have to get that done before March 1st, 2027. Or say you have an animation, but you need to make changes to it. Or you just want to open an animation that you've never got around to finishing. Well, if Adobe got their way on March 1st, 2027, would be the last time you could work on it, which really sucks. Because if you were a good law-abiding citizen, you know, you pay Adobe every month and update it to the latest version, and you open the files in that latest version, you cannot open it in previous versions. So all of these, quite frankly, better versions of the software,
it's like an advanced form of MS Paint
that can be still obtained in, you know, different methods.
The big effect for Flash 8 is the Gaussian blur.
Giving the old Gaussian blur to a special someone?
Many people, actually.
Anyway, Twitter blows up and Adobe's stock prices start to nosedive, and rightfully so. And this is probably because so many people are unsubscribing from their Creative Cloud. And I use Adobe to animate, make thumbnails, and edit these videos. But because I don't need the latest version anymore, and because of all this AI crap they're doing, I wanted to cancel my subscription. But when I go to do so, I see this. Well, I don't see this exactly, but mine is in British pounds. But I didn't manage to screenshot it at the time. So Adobe has this thing, right, where I guess because I agreed to their terms of service, if you wanted to unsubscribe, you have to pay a fee based on how long you've got left on your subscription. But that's only for a year. But because I've had it for a year and it must have auto-renewed, I'm on the second month of my New Year's sub, which I am technically paying monthly for, but you have to stay on it for at least a year, I think. Anyway, it's extremely confusing, but I was really trying to figure out a way to like not pay this. But the only video I found was by this Swedish guy.
I have to pay to not use your software. It was like 65 bucks or something. It's insane.
And I think he actually paid for this fee too. Anyway, I'm thinking there must be a way to get out of this. But then I click on one video and I finally hear a silky Indian voice say,
I have found a workaround to cancel the Adobe subscription without paying any cancellation fee.
So to get past this fee, basically, you have to switch your subscription to another one, like InCopy or Acrobat or something. Then once it switches, you wait a couple minutes, and then because you've switched from Adobe Creative Cloud to a single program service, it will then let you cancel it free of charge. The thing is, what pissed me off the most is when I clicked another video, it had another method.
What's up people, this is your boy Adi Khalij, and today
again another Indian guy. His method was to talk to customer service, and he just straight up asks if he can cancel it without the fee.
they connected me with a real agent who is working for the Adobe team.
But the thing is, Adobe turns around and says, as a goodwill gesture, I have successfully cancelled the plan. A goodwill gesture. Not only has Adobe taken people's money, shut down the program that they were giving them money for, charged them a cancellation fee to stop giving them money for something that you can't get anymore, but then has made it out like they're doing them a favor. So their smugness kind of backfired big time, because I guess people like to use the program that they're paying for. So as I mentioned, Adobe Animate is now no longer being discontinued. But like, what does this mean for like the bigger picture for Flash animation, or even just people using Adobe products? Well, it means they can pull the plug on a software like Animate, After Effects, or even Photoshop anytime if they wanted to. And if you have an up-to-date Adobe product, well, there's nothing you can really do about it. And factually, because of this, you're kind of better off pirating the software. I'm not saying do it, I'm just saying factually in this situation, you are technically better off having a previous version of the software that's not connected to any of this Creative Cloud stuff. As say the people that were still using Macromedia Flash would still be able to carry on using it.
I know you've given them a salad finger or two.
So this is kind of like a reminder to back up your stuff, save videos and programs and just stuff you like, as nothing really lasts forever. So enjoy it while you can. And you can check out my Flash animations while they're still around right here.
My knee! Oh man.